Eli stepped through the heavy gate, its metal clang echoing ominously in the air, marking the transition from freedom to confinement. The chaotic buzz of voices and the sound of shuffled footsteps surrounded him as he navigated the intake process. Guards barked orders while inmates exchanged wary glances, each wary of the uncertainty that lurked within the walls of the hollow. Eli's heart raced, caught between fear and curiosity, the weight of his crime settling heavily on his shoulders. As he entered the sprawling prison yard, the sun pierced through an endless expanse of gray, its harsh light contrasting with the grim reality around him. Inmates traded stories of survival, some filled with laughter, others tinged with sorrow. Amidst the noise, Eli grasped a sliver of hope, realizing that even within these concrete confines, something deeper connected these souls, all longing for redemption, all echoing the untold stories hidden behind bars. As Eli navigated the intimidating landscape of the hollow, he gradually discovered a thread of hope woven within the despair. It began in the crowded cafeteria, where he first crossed paths with Marisol, a fiercely intelligent woman with a quick tongue and a past steeped in complexity. Her laughter, sharp and defiant, cut through the oppressive air and drew Eli into a circle that felt inexplicably comforting. Soon joined by Malik, whose gentle giant persona belied a profound talent for artistry, and Ward, a master of spinning tales who could lighten the heaviest of hearts with humor, Eli found himself enveloped in an unlikely camaraderie. The sounds of their conversations, laughter mixed with whispers of dreams and fears, created a sense of belonging that dulled the ever-present chill of incarceration. Here, amidst the concrete walls, friendships began to bloom, offering Eli a glimpse of resilience, a promise of solidarity in a world designed to isolate. Eli sat on the cold concrete bench, the dull roar of the prison yard echoing around him. Shadows stretched long as the sun dipped lower in the sky, bringing with it a familiar weight of anxiety. Gang rivalries simmered just beneath the surface, and Eli felt the tension seep into his bones. Voices rose and fell like a dissonant symphony. A fight broke out nearby, the chaotic clamor punctuated by security alarms and shouts from guards. Panic surged within him, a reminder of his vulnerability in this world of hardened steel and emotional desolation. As he watched the menacing shadows flit about, Eli's mind spiraled into memories of loss and regret. A gnawing loneliness enveloped him, contrasting sharply with the brief moments of connection he'd shared with Marisol, Malik, and Ward. In that harsh reality, he sought solace in their laughter, momentarily pushing back the darkness that threatened to consume him. As the weeks unfolded in the hollow, the introduction of the creative arts program sent ripples of excitement throughout the inmates. Eli found himself initially skeptical, his instincts hardened by years of cynicism, yet curiosity flickered beneath the surface. When he finally picked up a paintbrush, the chill of the prison walls faded into the background. Every stroke on the canvas became a release, a profound escape as laughter bubbled up among Eli, Marisol, Malik, and Ward. They shared not just colors but pieces of their souls, vivid portrayals of dreams once lost and hopes reignited. The sounds of brushes scraping against canvas filled the air, harmonizing with quiet conversations drenched in vulnerability. Art transformed the sterile prison yard into a sanctuary of expression, allowing them to confront their pasts while envisioning brighter futures. Amidst the chaos of incarceration, they were reminded that creativity could pave a path toward redemption and healing, igniting a spark of hope they desperately needed. Eli's gaze often drifts to the river, a shimmering ribbon of freedom coursing just beyond the hollow's oppressive walls. The murmurs of flowing water punctuate conversations among inmates, becoming a collective symbol of hope. On a quiet afternoon, he gathers with Marisol, Malik, and Ward beneath the flickering fluorescent lights of their common area, sharing dreams of a world that feels almost mythical. Each story, colored with longing, weaves a tapestry of aspirations. Marisol speaks of the sunsets she misses, where oranges and pinks blur the horizon with endless possibilities, while Malik shares sketches of the riverbank he envisions. They laugh, bringing levity to their shared confinement, a reminder that joy can exist even in despair. As Eli listens, he feels a surge of determination. Through their words, the river transforms into a lifeline, igniting a flicker of belief that change is possible, stoking the embers of hope that refuse to be extinguished. As days turned into weeks, Eli found himself wrestling with the ghosts of his past, the burden of guilt weighing heavily on his heart. The memories of that fateful night replayed in his mind like a haunting echo, each detail sharper than the last, the fear, the desperation, the irreversible choice that had led him to the hollow. Sitting on his cot, the dim light flickering overhead, he confided in Marisol and Malik, sharing the regret that consumed him. Their responses were filled with empathy, a reminder that they too bore their own scars. The atmosphere thickened with unspoken pain, each word a step toward healing. As they shared stories, laughter mingled with tears, revealing the vulnerability that connected them. In this moment, amidst the clanking metal and distant shouts, Eli realized that facing his guilt was just as crucial for survival as navigating the perils of prison life. The air in the hollow thickened with tension as gang rivalries escalated around Eli. Whispers of confrontation slithered through the gloomy corridors, igniting a primal fear within him. He listened intently for the telltale sounds, clashing voices and hurried footsteps, marking the atmosphere like a foreboding storm. Inside the yard, tempers flared as factions clashed, a brutal dance of power and survival. Eli's heart raced, existing in a constant state of alertness, torn between self-preservation and loyalty to his friends, Marisol, Malik, and Ward. They huddled together, exchanging wary glances, each aware that one misstep could tear their fragile bond apart. In those harrowing moments, Eli felt the weight of hopelessness gnaw at him. The life he once knew seemed galaxies away, while the chaos of a prison dominated each waking hour. Amidst the turmoil, a flicker of hope remained. They found solace in their art, a sanctuary from the shadows encroaching on their world. As the creative arts program flourished, Eli and his friends found solace in their shared expression. Each stroke of the paintbrush became a cathartic release, resonating throughout the room like a heartbeat. Eli's canvas depicted a fractured landscape, a vivid reflection of his internal chaos, yet brightened by glimpses of hope. Marisol's bold abstraction spoke of her dreams of freedom, while Malik's soulful portraits captured the essence of their struggles and friendships. Laughter mingled with the gentle sounds of art materials, brushes scraping across canvas, the rustle of sketch papers, and the excited murmurs of encouragement. In those moments, the oppressive walls of the hollow faded, and the inmates became more than their pasts. They transformed into artists, poets, and storytellers. Their artistic voices echoed through the prison, illuminating the shadows and nurturing a newfound identity built on resilience, creativity, and a vision of brighter futures. As Eli painted, he felt alive again. As the days turned into weeks, a mix of anxiety and anticipation filled the air within the hollow. News traveled quickly through the prison like whispers in the wind. Eli learned of potential parole eligibility. For the first time in years, the flicker of hope ignited within him and his fellow inmates. Gathered in their usual spot, the conversations shifted from the mundane to dreams of new beginnings. Malik spoke of pursuing art beyond the bars, a gallery that showcased their talents, while Marisol envisioned reconnecting with her son. Eli found himself grappling with fear and exhilaration, pondering what lay outside those towering walls. The weight of uncertainty hung heavy in the atmosphere. The sound of clinking metal grew louder, punctuating the discussions of freedom. In this shared moment, the inmates became dreamers, united by the fragile thread of hope and the flickering possibilities waiting just beyond the shadows. Conversations among the inmates took on a heavier tone as they gathered in their usual corner of the yard. The harsh realities of their lives weighed on them, prompting introspection. Eli listened as Marisol described the choices that led her to the hollow, the allure of quick money overshadowing her dreams. Malik shared painful memories of family and trust shattered by his past decisions, while Ward recounted the gambling addiction that spiraled out of control. Each word was laced with regret and wisdom, echoing off the cold concrete walls. As they spoke, the ambient sounds of the prison faded, replaced by an almost palpable silence, as if the world outside had ceased to exist. Eli felt a growing urgency to confront his own choices, the ghosts of his past lingering like shadows. The weight of accountability settled in, igniting a desire not only for redemption but for a deeper understanding of the lives intertwined with his own, underscoring the humanity within the walls of despair. The tension within Eli's friendship circle reached a breaking point when a misunderstanding involving Malik spiraled into a brewing conflict. Gossip spread like wildfire, adding fuel to an already volatile atmosphere. Voices rose in anger, echoing off the gray walls and sending shivers through the communal area. Eli, caught between loyalty and fear, felt the weight of his friends' growing suspicion. In a rare moment of vulnerability, he confronted them, urging honesty and connection. "We're all we have in here," he reminded them, his voice steady despite the pounding of his heart. The air thickened with raw emotion as they shared their fears and insecurities, ultimately finding solace in one another. Laughter returned, tentative but genuine, weaving its way back into their bond. As they sat together, the camaraderie, once strained, emerged stronger, proof that even in the darkest corners of the hollow, loyalty and friendship could stand unwavering against adversity. As the days blended into weeks, the discussions among inmates shifted from survival to a more profound understanding of forgiveness. During a quiet moment in the art room, Eli found himself surrounded by his friends, each sharing their stories of pain and remorse. Marisol spoke of her estranged daughter, Malik opened up about a brother lost to violence, and Ward, with a trembling voice, recounted the family he'd betrayed. Eli listened, feeling the weight of their confessions wrap around him like a heavy shroud. The air was thick with unspoken regrets, yet amidst the sorrow there was a flicker of hope. With a deep breath, Eli revealed his own wish for forgiveness, not just from those he hurt, but from himself, a desire to release the burden of guilt that chained him. That night, the echoing sounds of clinking metal faded into distant whispers of understanding, transforming their shared grief into a fragile bond of redemption. As the sun filtered through the barred windows, Eli stood in front of the makeshift gallery, heart pounding with anticipation. The walls of their common area, once bare and cold, were now adorned with vibrant artwork, each piece a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. Inmates gathered, their faces alight with pride as they introduced their creations, paintings bursting with color, poetry crafted from pain, and sculptures shaped by hope. The sound of soft murmurs filled the room, mingling with laughter and quiet admiration. Eli felt a burgeoning sense of community. They were no longer just inmates, but artists telling their stories. He shared the inspiration behind his painting, depicting the river that flowed just beyond the prison walls, a symbol of freedom and dreams deferred. As applause echoed in the air, the power of creativity washed over him. Here, amid shared struggles, they found rebirth, not just as individuals, but as a collective bound by understanding and empathy.